Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Sahil Mahajan. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing about security groups and Bootstrap scripts. So let's dive right into the video. So let's start our discussion with security groups. Securities group is basically a virtual firewall for your EC2 instance. By default, every single thing is blocked. That is, all of the ports are closed and all deny policies are set in place. Assuming that you want to let everything inside of your EC2 instance, you can set up this specific range, that is 0.0.0.0 slash 0. And additionally, you need to open up the correct ports to communicate with your EC2 instance. Now let's take, for example, you want to connect to your EC2 instance using SSH. Now we do know that SSH is works on port 22. So basically we will create a security group and we will set in a rule in that security group saying that we want to allow access to port 22 because we want to we want to connect to our instance using SSH, and we want to allow it for the whole range, that is 0.0.0 slash 0. So this basically means we are allowing anyone on the internet to connect to our virtual machine using port 22, that is SSH. So that's basically where security groups comes into place. Now for example, if you have set up a web server on your EC2 instance and you want to create HTTPS traffic, you want to allow anyone to access your website through HTTPS. A basic rule that you would set up is you would say an allow, and HTTPS runs on port 443, and you would again put everyone, let everything inside, that is this specific range. So this again means I want to allow anyone on the internet to access or to connect or communicate with my EC2 instance on port 443, which relates to HTTPS. So let's move on to Bootstrap scripts. So Bootstrap script basically is, it's a script that runs when your instance first runs. It has root level permissions and it allows you to automate the installation of applications once the instance is created. So let's take, you are creating an instance and you want to deploy an Apache server on that specified instance. Now, normally what you would do is you would create your instance and then you would SSH into your instance and then you would download the Apache packages and you would install it. Instead of going through that process, what you can do is you can create a Bootstrap script and put it into the configurations while you are creating your instance. So what AWS basically does is the moment that your instance is created, it will go ahead and run that specified script that you have when it says to install Apache and configure the required settings. So once you connect to the instance, you will already have Apache installed and ready to use. So this basically helps you to automate installations of applications once your instance is created. Now, because if you have 10 instances that you want to create, you cannot, I mean, you can, but it's not feasible enough to manually go into each and every single instance and manually install Apache and set up the same. You can just create a script and AWS will take care of that. So now let's head right over to the AWS console so I can show you guys security groups in action. Okay guys, now we're here on our EC2 dashboard, as you can see. So we're gonna go ahead on the tab that says security groups and click on that. As you can see, I have various different security groups set up already because of the amount of instances I did create. But anyways, let's go on to the top right and click on create security group. So for this specific use case, we're gonna say that we want to allow SSH access to our virtual machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and give up a security group name saying SSH access. We're going to leave the description just like that. We're going to leave the VPC just like that. And we are going to set inbound rule. Now, the reason why we are setting an inbound rule is because we want people to be able to access our EC2 instance through SSH. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to choose this as SSH. Our type is SSH. Our protocol is going to be TCP. Our port range is 22. We do know that. Um, SSH works on port 22, and now we're going to go ahead and input our CIDR blocks. Now I want to say that I want to allow anyone and everyone access to this EC2 instance through SSH. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose the default cider block, and I'm going to leave the description empty. As you can see, the moment that we added this, it says that rules with source allow all IP addresses to access your instance. We recommend setting security group rules to allow access from known IP addresses. Again, I'm just showing you guys a use case, but this is a very important rule while you are creating security groups. Only provide access to certain IP addresses that you are well aware of. Now we're going to go ahead and click on create security group. Okay, it says that a description is required, so we're going to go ahead and type in allow SSH access, and we are going to go ahead and click on create security group. And there you go. You can see our security group has been created. Our security group name is SSH access. We got a security group ID, the description, your VPC, who's the owner, and the number of rules, inbound rules and outbound rules that we have. And so as you can see, our inbound rule is set up over here that says for an IP version of IPv4 on type SSH, protocol TCP, port range 22, because SSH runs on port 22, allow and sources allow all or allow everyone. So this is basically how you can create a security group and then attach this specified security group to your EC2 instance. So I hope you guys did get an idea on what security groups are, what are Bootstrap scripts, how can you create a security group in the EC2 console, what are the different use cases regarding into security groups. So I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, do subscribe, do comment if there are any other topics that you guys would like me to cover. I hope you guys have a great day ahead. See ya. Take care. Bye bye.